Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 362 narrated Saul, the men used to pray with the Prophet, with their izars tied around their necks as boys used to do. Therefore the Prophet told the women not to raise their heads till the men sat down straight while praying. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 363 narrated Mughira bin Shu'bah, once I was traveling with the Prophet, and he said, O Mughira, take this container of water. I took it, and Allah's Messenger went far away till he disappeared. He answered the call of nature and was wearing a Syrian cloak. He tried to take out his hands from its sleeve, but it was very tight, so he took out his hands from under it. I poured water and he performed ablution like that for prayers, and passed his wet hands over his kaf socks made from thick fabric or leather, and then prayed. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 364 narrated Jabir bin Abdullah, while Allah's Messenger was carrying stones along with the people of Mecca for the building of the Kaaba wearing an izar waist sheet cover, his uncle Abbas said to him, O my nephew, it would be better if you take off your izar and put it over your shoulders underneath the stones. So he took off his izar and put it over his shoulders, but he fell unconscious, and since then he had never been seen naked. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 365 narrated Abu Hurairah, a man stood up and asked the Prophet about praying in a single garment. The Prophet said, Has every one of you 2 garments? A man put a similar question to Umar, on which he replied, When Allah makes you wealthier, then you should clothe yourself properly during prayers. Otherwise one can pray with an izar and a rida, a sheet covering the upper part of the body. Izar and a shirt, izar and a kaba, trousers and a rida, trousers and a shirt or trousers and a kaba, turban and a kaba or turban and a shirt. The narrator added, I think that he also said a turban and a rida. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 366 narrated Ibn Umar, a person asked Allah's Messenger, What should a muhrim wear? He replied, he should not wear shirts, trousers, a burnous, a hooded cloak, or clothes which are stained with saffron or wars, a kind of perfume. Whoever does not find a sandal to wear can wear cuffs, socks made from thick fabric or leather, but these should be cut short so as not to cover the ankles. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 367 narrated Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, Allah's Messenger, forbade Ishtam as-Sama, wrapping one's body with a garment so that one cannot raise its end or take one's hand out of it. He also forbade al-ihtiba, sitting on buttocks with knees close to abdomen and feet apart with the hands circling the knees while wrapping oneself with a single garment, without having a part of it over the private parts. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 368 narrated Abu Hurairah, the Prophet forbade 2 kinds of sales, that is al-lamazan and nabad. The former is a kind of sale in which the deal is completed if the buyer touches a thing without seeing or checking it properly, and the latter is a kind of a sale in which the deal is completed when the seller throws the thing towards the buyer, giving him no opportunity to see, touch or check it, and the Prophet forbade also ishtamal as-sama and al-ihtiba in a single garment. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 369 narrated Abu Hurairah, on the day of Nar, 10th of Dhul-Hijjah, in the year prior to the last high of the Prophet, when Abu Bakr was the leader of the pilgrims in that high, Abu Bakr sent me along with other announcers to Mina to make a public announcement, no pagan is allowed to perform Hajj after this year, and no naked person is allowed to perform the tawaf around the Kaaba. Then Allah's Messenger sent Ali to read out the Surat Bara at-Tawbah to the people. So he made the announcement along with us on the day of Nar in Mina, no pagan is allowed to perform Hajj after this year, and no naked person is allowed to perform the tawaf around the Kaaba.
Sahieh Al-Bukhari 370 narrated Muhammad bin al-Munkadir, I went to Jabir bin Petik Terbalik Abdullah and he was praying wrapped in a garment and his reader was lying beside him. When he finished the prayers, I said, O Petik Terbalik Abdullah, you pray in a single garment while your reader is lying beside you. He replied, Yes, I did it intentionally so that the ignorant ones like you might see me. I saw the Prophet praying like this. Petik 2.